Today, ladies and gentlemen, we delve into the world of cybercrime, where hackers for hire are causing havoc in the digital realm. Now, from phishing calls to identity fraud, scams to rug pulls, well, we've heard it all. Jamtara became synonymous with cybercrime, with OTT platforms even creating series on the subject. But now, a new hotspot is emerging closer to the national capital. 1,25,000 mobile handsets that were recovered, 1 lakh SIM cards that were recovered, 300 towers with roaming facility were blocked. This is the new hotspot for cybercrime. Bharatpur in Mewat region in the Delhi NCR, more specifically Haryana. Bharatpur in the Mewat region of Delhi NCR, along with Alwar, Mathura Nuh, is witnessing a surge in cybercriminal activities. Today, hackers are readily available for hire, blurring the lines between hackers and crackers. But why are villagers turning into fraudsters? What are the factors driving this alarming trend, and how can we protect ourselves from these scams? The expert on the panel will also share tips on safeguarding yourself from such scams. It's going to be an eye-opening discussion. We're going to explore the rise of cybercrime in the Delhi NCR region and the implications of this growing threat. But at the same time, we encourage you to share your views and opinions in the comment section down below. I have the journalist behind the story with me in the studio, Shantasri. Many thanks for joining us on this particular topic. And also with us is an expert, Amit Dubey, who's a cyber expert, is with us on the broadcast. A very warm welcome. Always a pleasure to be speaking to you, sir. Shanta, I'm going to start with you. First and foremost, I ask every a documentary maker the same question. Why do you think it was the right time to put out this information? I mean, Jamtara is something that Netflix and other OTT platforms have already covered. What's new around here? Why did you think people should know about this?
Exactly. So excessive reportage and excessive lot of documentaries and lot of shows have already taken place on Jamtara. But this is an important documentary. Why? Because this area, Mewat region, which comprises of Nuh, Bharatpur in Rajasthan and Alwar also, as well as Mathura from UP, they have overtaken Jamtara when it comes to cyber crimes. So 54% of cyber crimes of India are originating from this area, which is just at Delhi's backyard. And why? Because this is a very it's a place where a lot of people have already been involved in a lot of scams, whether it's Facebook bazaar fraud or OLX frauds or any other kinds of frauds, and it is an enterprising skills of them that they transfer from one fraud to the other fraud quite easily, because all they need is few SIM cards and few mobile handsets, which are easily brought from different kinds of states, because truck drivers are there, their own wives also get it from other places, and then they have to just make a daily around 5 to 6 calls, and they have proper practice like from YouTube, and also there are training institutes over there which are inside the villages where they take such trainings and they make such calls to the people, and around 50 to 60,000 is their per day income from the people of India. So they're looting and duping people through these calls.
So lucrative. I mean, it sounds lucrative. 50,000 rupees a day. We were hearing, that youngster in the documentary who's saying that there is lack of economic, facilities. There are fault lines at play. There are lesser jobs. There is no industry per se. So where do we get those jobs from? And if there's a training center, I mean, no doubt a youngster is going to be very attracted to this training center.
Completely agree. There is actually no job, no industry, and no source of income for them. And it is a very developed, underprivileged area of the nation. And historically, there are a lot of people to be blamed for such a state of affairs in that particular area. But they have found a ready solution in order to get more money than what they will earn via doing a proper job. And that is, of course, cyber crimes that can be conducted very easily with just fidgeting with a phone. And yes, while they don't have jobs, while they don't have any source of education, while they don't have any income, at the same time it is at a place where there is a Gurgaon, there is a Faridabad, and there is a Delhi, so they can easily travel to these places and search for jobs. But for easy money, they can go into these kind of crimes, just dropping out of school, and for 2 years they will take, not 2 years exactly, for 6 months they'll take the training. They'll sit with their trainers, like in a group of 5 to 6 people. And very interesting thing, like when you enter these villages now, they're always on alert. They're always alarmed when a stranger enters their villages, and they are always on high alert mode. They will always ask you from where have you come. They're always suspicious that whether this is a movement from the police that is taking place or not. And these are supported by people of the villages. Why? I'll tell you, because their daily source of income is coming from these camps, right? Hence, if a raid is taking place by police, then there is a lot of backlash they receive from these villagers. So they form a group, and they also start surrounding or rounding up the police personals, and they don't let them go inside villages, and they don't let these people get arrested very easily. Another important thing I would like to say over there is this, that the network is quite huge. I mean, they have networks.
It sounds like a huge network.
Yeah, they have networks all around the country, and they are being hired. That's what our cyber expert Amit Dubey will add, that these people are no more just normal, cyber criminals who are doing it out of greed for money, but they are being hired by these criminal masterminds, and later on being used for other kinds of activities.
Well,
so yes,
I'll take it with the cyber expert on the panel with us. Mr. Dubey, what do you think are key factors that Bharatpur and this Mewat region has come up as the new cybercrime capital? I mean, are there factors at play? We know that there is a lack of jobs, but what is different from Jamtara? Give the viewers a little bit of a groundbreaking setup here for the layman out there who don't really understand what is phishing, what is rug pulling, what kind of scams are at play in 2023.
See, first of all, we need to understand that there is a full-fledged ecosystem in place, a complete organized structure, because these hotspots are not evolved organically. These are created. These are chosen by masterminds. There are masterminds. Those are actually planning these things, that how we can spread this across India. So Jamtara was one of them, but then they are actually choosing an area which is a border state, which is touching multiple states. And mostly this law and order is a state affair. So police is a state affair. So if one state police gets a complaint and they need to travel to other state, they need to inform the local police officers before they could do a raid or they could arrest someone there.
Right.
And this is a big gap. They take the advantage of this, because there might be some system in place through which they get to know that, okay, police is coming. And as Shantashri has mentioned, that they have created a local information system. Police is also supportive to some extent, and they are taking the advantage of all these loopholes in the system. So this is one of the reasons these spatial hotspots are created. But beyond that, to commit any kind of cybercrime, you need two things: SIM card and bank account.
Okay.
And both of these things cannot be achieved without KYC. But they are receiving in 100,000s of orders or 10,000 bank accounts in 1 week or 2 weeks. This sort of a scale they have when they are using any SIM card or bank account. You could see that 5,000 crimes are reported every day on I4C portal, www.cybercrime.gov.in. 5,000 crimes every day, those are reported, and close to 10,000, 20,000 crimes that we get, those are unreported. And this is a generic number. From an RBI source, I got to know that RBI is receiving close to 10 crores rupees of disputed amount claim every day, which means 300 crores in a month, which means close to 3,500 crores worth of disputed claim every year. Now, not every such crime is reaching to RBI level. Only a few % of them could actually report, could go to
I'm sure
RBI.
the bigger amounts are probably, being flagged off to the RBI. I can understand that. And 3,500 crore rupees annually as a loss is a huge amount. I mean, we're not even, funding our border road organizations at the border front, that kind of money for the Village Vibrance program. But see, this is what I'm saying. You're talking about these cases that have come up, Mr. Dubey. What's the conviction rate here? And can you also tell the viewers what are some common scams that are taking place these days? I mean, the earlier times of, email phishing, that has certainly stopped. I mean, at least people are more aware now. But what kind of scams are taking place now in today's date? And also the conviction rate, sir.
They are changing modus operandi every day. Now we have possibilities to steal your OTP without asking you. And that is, there are 7-8 methods.
How does that happen? How does that happen? If I get an OTP on my phone here, how do you get access to it?
I'll tell you 2-3 methods here.
Right.
Suppose you know me and you get a call from someone that Amit has given me your number and I would like to invite you for an event. And because the person is referring a credible name, you will start the communication. Within 20 seconds, he'll say that, I think Amit is also calling you. Can you merge these two calls together so that we all three will discuss on it?
Okay.
No, you will be receiving a call, you will merge this call, and suddenly you will lose some money, or your WhatsApp will be hacked, or Gmail will be hacked, or Facebook will be hacked. Could you notice what happened in this?
Well,
Could you
the calls
identify
got merged.
what mistakes did you do? I just told you a trick. And could you notice it? If you could not notice it, then nobody can. This is a simple mistake which anybody could do, and he'll lose his OTP. And that the reason is because
I'm at a loss here. Yeah, why don't you tell the viewers?
So nowadays we receive OTPs on call as well. Earlier it used to be only on SMS, but we have an option to get it on call.
Oh, all right.
The other you received at that time, it was an OTP call. But because you thought it is from Amit, you merged that call, and
so you're basically fooled in this scenario. You're fooled. You're made to pick up that call, which then the automated voice then gives out that OTP. Well, let me just say before we move on any further, let me just switch my phone off, because I don't want any phishing activity take place on my phone. But coming back to Shanta, the name Hackers for Hire. I mean, what's behind the name? Nomenclature of any documentary is very important as well. Hackers for Hire. What's the rate like now? Can anybody, if today I want to hire a hacker, how easy is it for me, and what's the method?
This kind of hacking, I mean, you're talking about these anonymous hackers who get hired to hack a huge, network or companies. These hackers are very different. They are self-taught, and they are not that educated, but still they have a huge confidence level in order to carry out any kind of phishing scams. And these people are being hired by criminal masterminds. There are different kind of levels. So there is a level of people, there's a group of people who will just inquire that whether your numbers are active or not. So you must be remembering that you will be getting few calls from international numbers, like WhatsApp video calls or WhatsApp calls, or maybe messages that from HR, like they are themselves presenting, pretending to be HR, and they are saying that I have job for you or something. People like us might not fall into this trap, but there are lots of needy, desperate people who might believe that okay, this is a genuine call for job and which I need to respond to. The moment you answer that call or moment you answer to that message, they are aware that okay, this number is active, and then after that this particular data is given. So these are called data peddlers, and they then give this data to some other
these are set of vulnerable people. Take these numbers, at least try your luck on these numbers. These people are foolish enough to reply back to these messages. Essentially
so that data is shared by other kind of group, and then they get this list of numbers whom they have to call to on a daily basis, and then the kind of scams that they can take forward with, like whether it's a sextortion. So when a sextortion happens, if a guy like this, a person whom I had interviewed under the garb of anonymity, this person posed as a cop, like S.N. Srivastav is the former cop of Delhi police, and he posed as a cop and duped many people saying that your video of have you had done a sex chat with someone, and that particular video is going to be uploaded on YouTube, and I have got the approval for that, and do you want me to go ahead with it or not? And of course the kind of tonality being used in order to make that person feel guilty of what activity they have done, because I'm sure many people are given to the pleasure that they have, and so make them feel guilty and then get the money out of them.
Emotion, greed, they really know where to hit it. What nerve to really hit at that point in time. I mean, to have the courage to pretend somebody to be like S.N. Srivastav, who's the former Delhi Police Commissioner. I mean, to pretend to be the Delhi Police Commissioner. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, the Commissioner is not calling you to tell you that some CCTV footage of you where you're in a compromised position is in their possession. That's not happening. No Commissioner has the time to do that.